If you're watching this Bitcoin market closely, especially with this dump that Bitcoin has managed to produce from $49,000 all the way now down to 40K, which is a 17% drop, then you're going to like this video because you've already known since days, weeks before this ETF even happened that we have not been expecting moon boy outcomes from this ETF. And if you're new to the channel, that's what we're all about, is just keeping it grounded and realistic. And I want to cover with you guys how much lower I think this dump can actually go. But honestly, before we can even talk about that, we have now trended down for a little bit. You know, one of the things that's really interesting about Bitcoin's movements is that typically we take the staircase up and the elevator down, and that's exactly what's happened now. But we have fallen down to a critical price level for Bitcoin. We've punched in a low, bam, right here at $40,200, which to me basically just means 40K flat. And if we take a look back at what that means for the chart, this has been where we've produced some really nice bounces. Not only have they been nice bounces, but they've also bounced quickly. You know, one of the ways we can actually measure if we truly are going to punch a high in is by looking at how do we interact with that high, right? If we get to the high, but we're kind of messing around, we're not really getting rejected, we're just kind of consolidating at the high, like over here, then that can be a sign that later on you're actually going to be able to break the level and go up. However, if you get to a high and it's a very clear sharp snap, a very clear sharp quick rejection, that tells you that actually this is probably a legitimate reversal point for the market. Okay, same thing for the downside. Look at these quick snappy reversals here, and another one that we have potentially punched in right now. We don't quite know, and really what we're going to have to see is that Bitcoin can recover back above toward this yellow box right here that sits at about $42,000. So really interesting stuff here. We do have a potential bounce scenario. This is not a bullish video, so bear with me. I'm going to get to the reasons I've been bearish, and I've actually been vocally bearish on this market for a long time now, for a few weeks, down when we were at $17,000. Shout out to those of you that have been watching this YouTube channel since we were down at 17K. You're going to remember I was saying that I think 30K is basically a definite outcome for Bitcoin, and 40K also potentially a likely outcome for Bitcoin as well. I was saying that back down when everyone was shitting their fucking pants, and when we got here, I was very vocal about how this is happening right in line with the ETF, and it's the perfect opportunity to take that escalator down. Okay, so it's all playing out beautifully. I've been selling my Bitcoin at these higher levels. I've been taking profits off my massive Bitcoin long. You know, people think that I'm paid by them to shit talk Bitcoin or something, but I am way more long than most people have ever been in the market. I still am. I've made over $200,000 on my Bitcoin long position. Of course, I was trading this on Bybit, which is linked down below, where you're going to get over $30,000 in trading bonuses, which is absolutely fantastic. And when you check out BingX as a no KYC alternative, you're going to get over 100K in bonuses. This is really cool. BingX actually allows you to trade the S&P 500, GBP USD pairs, stuff like that, even stocks like Tesla and Apple. So super cool stuff there. Also, like I said, very flexible, no KYC, so that's worth checking out as well. For those of you that value your privacy a little bit more, but Bybit remains top of the game as far as I'm concerned. This is the place to be. If you want to, I think that there's no better place. But if we do come back to the market here and just talk about some of the potential bullish outcomes here, one of the big things that I do want to discuss with you, one of the things that I do actually like with this Bitcoin chart is going to be this kind of potential falling wedge pattern that Bitcoin has found itself in that looks a little bit, pardon me, like this. I haven't drawn it perfectly, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. Let me just see if I can pull up the chart for you with the correct drawing, just so we can show this to you properly here on this YouTube video. And this is kind of what we're working with for Bitcoin. A really nice falling wedge here. The price is kind of narrowing inside of this consolidation zone, and then getting ready for that nice blast off higher. So that would be absolutely fantastic. It's more or less what I've drawn over here already. And it would be a really nice kind of bullish way to send this market higher. And I think that it's quite possible that Bitcoin can break out of this. I mean, it's still in an uptrend. It's definitely got what it needs to break out of here. At least, it's not looking horrible. I think where my concerns really start coming in, and by the way, actually, before we continue on that, there is some really good support here for Bitcoin as well. If we look at this on the daily, take a look at this daily Ichimoku Cloud. not to be ignored, ladies and gents. This is kind of the only thing that's making me doubt my analysis that I've been sharing for weeks and weeks, is that if Bitcoin does what I say I think it's going to do, then it's going to have to fight against one of my all-time favorite indicators, an indicator that by the way, I've been trading now for nearly 7 years. Like, nothing in my life has ever made me feel older, other than children being born post 2010, which is kind of weird, than thinking of how long I've used trading indicators. This is going to be in a few months my 7th year in the trading markets, which is bloody crazy. But here we are, 10 years later, nearly, getting toward it. Never really thought I'd be in the game for 10 years, but I don't see myself doing anything else ever. But this Ichimoku Cloud really standing in the way of these bearish hypotheses we're going to get into a little bit later on. If you are enjoying this video, do me a favor and smash up those likes as well. Double check that you're subscribed. Of course, this is very time sensitive content. You want to make sure you got the bell icon checked as well. This is phenomenal for Bitcoin. I mean, if you're a bull, seeing this kind of consolidation, trending downward after already being in an uptrend, and then directly into one of Bitcoin's most reliable kind of indicators of support, in my experience, is phenomenal. I mean, it is exactly what you want to see. But that's kind of where the bullish stuff ends. For me, one of the big things to take into account is that the ETF happened somewhere around over here. I don't really know, maybe the 6th of January. I don't know. It was like somewhere here. And Bitcoin did see the nice move up afterward for the next couple of days, and it kind of peaked, and since then it's just been a straight ride downwards, because surprise, surprise, big rich people don't want to make you rich. Obviously, this wouldn't have been surprising to those of you that watch this YouTube channel, but to the entire rest of the fucking crypto space, which is like sub 80 IQ, somehow all of a sudden, all of these BlackRock investors are going to try and make the average crypto dimwit rich. Obviously not the case. Obviously hasn't played out. I mean, I was talking to people about how they actually had their ledgers and stuff like that. I promise I'm not poking fun at you, but you're not the only one. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not poking at you, but there's so many people kind of had their ledger ready. They had their Bybit account ready. They were ready to trade this with their 6 monitors in front of them on the ETF news day. And me personally, the whole time up until the ETF was actually announced, I didn't even know the time. Didn't even care. I was probably just in the gym, going on some walks out here in beautiful Dubai because the weather is good. I want to take advantage of it. And it was an hour before my analyst mentioned to me, hey, by the way, it's gonna the announcement is probably gonna happen soon. And I was like, fuck it, I'm free, I'll do a live stream. And that's me, and this is my point, is that a lot of people, they hype themselves up over the completely incorrect, wrong things. They're actually using these markets as an avenue to get a high. They actually want to feel high off the market. They want to feel excitement, and obviously, I mean, we don't need to go into it. That is completely incorrect and irresponsible. These markets are not your fucking high. These markets are an instrument, and a very dangerous one at that, to make money. So you got to treat it with respect accordingly. Let's get into some of the things that I really don't like. And like I said, it starts with the ETF thing from a fundamental perspective. This new massive pumpamental factor is now gone. And really what we have that we're working with here is a really, really big move to the upside. I actually want to show you guys a different chart. Those of you that are thinking a little bit ahead, don't ruin the surprise in the comments. Take a look at this chart right here. And what I want to show you, without looking at the top left of the screen, please, I'm trusting you, is this beautiful chart right here, showing you some really interesting support back here in April, finding some same support over here after a vicious downtrend. This was a relentless downtrend with a continuation pattern with a pause, followed by continuing that downtrend. And it just makes sense now, given the length of this previous leg and the length of this leg being roughly, it looks like it's roughly similar. It just makes sense, coming off this support level, that you have to produce some sort of bounce, either up to this 37K level or up to this 30K level. And obviously, those of you that have been watching this channel for a little bit, feel free to pause the video here. I'm going to put my camera back on. You're going to know that this is an inverted Bitcoin chart. I really hope you didn't look at the top left corner when I told you not to. This is an inverted chart, and really all it does is it just puts a mirror on the Bitcoin chart and allows you to view things with a little bit more objectivity. And that's why I said this is going to, kind of change your perspectives on the market. Because when you look at this chart, even if you look at the normal chart, to me it looks really obvious that a reversal needs to happen. You just need to detach yourself from whether that reversal means down or up, and that's what this chart allows you to do. This chart allows you to see that we have had a relentless downtrend for a very, very long time, and we understand that that's not how things move forever. So bounce is going to be due, and this bounce, this chart, I think very, very clearly tells us that we need to produce something a little bit more substantial. I mean, the last time we bounced off this same level, it was not a small bounce, it was a massive bounce that took us from 47K all the way up to $16,000, right? So I mean, a massive move that resulted in a 3x gain, I guess you could call it, I don't know, negative 3x gain, and that allows us to kind of spin this chart with a little bit more objectivity. But if we take a look at some of our momentum indicators, it's a really bad picture, guys. I mean, here's the daily EMA ribbon. We've fallen below it now, and what's really important to take note of, I think, is that we've made really good use of our daily EMA ribbon. I want to show you how Bitcoin performed with its EMA ribbon in the last real bull market that we had. Here's another chart that's worth taking a look at. Just phenomenal support the whole way through. We did lose it a little bit over here. This was back in May of 2021. This was summer of 2021. We did start to lose some of that EMA support over here on the daily time frame, but the whole way through up until that point, phenomenal usage. And it was only when we started to lose it that things started to slow down. And I think that is really a reflection of current circumstances as well. If we take a look at this on the 4-hour time frame, not only have we started trading below it, but we're also now using it as resistance. Okay, so that is just even more of a clear sign that on these shorter term time frames, we are indeed working with a potentially quite tricky situation for Bitcoin to navigate. Even as we move up, the only thing I think we're doing is coming off a very obvious bounce zone, getting ready to capture some more resistance. So we can actually take a closer look at this by throwing on a fixed range VPVR tool, fixed range volume profile tool. We can draw it from around over here to the current day of price action. And we can start to see, where some of these big spikes come in. And this is one of the big spikes that I'm particularly interested by. It's sitting at about $42,600. And this level, I'm gonna take this VPVR off because it's cluttering the chart a little bit. But I'm just gonna draw a nice box here for us to kind of visualize what this level is. And by the way, if you don't know what this means, you can go ahead and type this into the YouTube search bar, and you can actually watch my free video on how to get this indicator, how to use it, and so on. And what this indicator does in short is it just shows you where a lot of volume is exchanged for Bitcoin. It shows you the points of interest on the chart, where people trade Bitcoin a lot in terms of price. You can see it in terms of time, but this shows it to you in terms of price. Like at this price level, a lot of Bitcoin tends to get traded. And we can see that. This is where a lot of reversals happen. This is most importantly where a lot of consolidation happens, and that is what leads to a lot of the asset being exchanged. And that naturally, will generally actually become a bit of a magnet. It'll become a bit of a magnet zone for the market. And when that happens, you can start to expect some nice back tests up at these levels. So if we actually throw this fixed range volume profile back on, we've also got the point of control right here at 43.6. So this is another beautiful area. They're very similar, by the way. I mean, this would have been the point of control if we traded here for a little bit longer. This just slightly takes the cake. You can see, how far these bars actually go. I mean, it's basically neck and neck. And if we just throw another box on over here and visualize this, I mean, it's even better. Much of the same, though. We are basically more or less looking at some really, really nice consolidation, some reversal price action, so on and so forth, coming off this level, showing us that this is another pretty clear zone for Bitcoin to potentially get rejected. And if we take a look at our daily EMA ribbon, we are starting to get some confluence with the first level, not with the second level, right? And that's something I really love to see, is that confluence. So if we take a look at this on the 4-hour time frame, our Ichimoku sitting right up here. I mean, depending on which kind of indicators you look at, and of course on which time frame, you're going to see slightly different things. Here's the 1-hour time frame where quite perfectly we had a lot of resistance right here on the Ichimoku Cloud on the hourly, and it lined up perfectly with this orange box as well, right? So none of that coming as a surprise to us right now as we are breaking out of that little bullish pattern that I was outlining for you guys. So to me, it's kind of a little bit more of a dead cat bounce. You could definitely see this as a nice big, let's just, let me just drop 2 horizontal lines here. We're looking at a range that stretches a little bit like this, and you could definitely say that this was a This was deviation number 1, this was deviation number 2, and now we're just going to keep on trading sideways. That's okay. Personally, I think that's wishful thinking. I think that it's I think it's a pretty done deal that Bitcoin's going to be dropping lower. I mean, look, I might be wrong, and it would not be the first or last time I'm going to be wrong about something like that in this market. But for me, just according to what I'm seeing and the fact that so many people were so heavily piled on in that bullish direction, it's just not the way that these kind of markets tend to move up in my experience, and that's why I wouldn't want to kind of put my bets in that direction. So I don't necessarily think that we're going to end up doing that sideways thing. And for me, it's going to potentially be a little bit more of a case of, do we capture some more of that resistance overhead, especially considering that we've got a good few reasons to expect that resistance now as well. One of the interesting kind of charts I can show you guys to help visualize this situation even more is if we take off these drawings that we've done here, just look at this on the daily and take a look at how this kind of bear market actually started. It might actually make a little bit of sense to those of you that have been watching this market with me here. If we actually go ahead and extract this price data and move it on to right now, and of course we need to make this a lot less dramatic because otherwise it's just going to be very difficult to put your emotions to the side when you see this. But we could definitely be working with something a little bit like this, right? I mean, it would make a lot of sense. It would kind of send us down to $32,000. I mean, even this is just too extreme. I mean, we could definitely just stretch it out like this. It really doesn't matter. But the point is, this is exactly the same kind of price action Bitcoin has already produced. Our halving, if you're curious when it is, sits somewhere around over here. I'm not clicking things properly for some reason today, right? Sits somewhere around over here, and that would be, a very, very boring halving. I think what we would like to see instead would be, a little bit of this kind of price action, starting around over here, right? And then, this is kind of how the chart ends up playing out. This is, what I'm personally looking at. I mean, I would probably even stretch this even lower and let's say that we get something, a little bit more like this. I mean, for me, I would love to see this dump happen quickly. This is the thing that people don't really get is that, if you really want to be bullish on Bitcoin, then you've got to accept that there are going to be pullbacks because, I mean, there's no staircase to heaven. That's not how it works. And you're going to have to pay for your excitement. And, for me, this is exactly what I want to see is a, nice sharp drop down toward the low 30s, I mean, people think I want to buy more Bitcoin. Like, fuck, I can't buy more Bitcoin. I wish I could, but I don't have any more money available to put into Bitcoin other than the little chump change I've been selling recently. Because I really haven't been selling a lot. When I tell you guys I'm selling Bitcoin, it's really just to keep my hands busy. I physically cannot bring myself to sell actual, significant portions of my Bitcoin holding because, I'm not a pleb. I don't know. That's not the right way to put it, but I wouldn't want to be out of Bitcoin. To me, the opportunity cost is not worth it. There's a massive opportunity cost in even risking being outside of Bitcoin holdings, in my opinion, and that's why personally, when I'm selling little bits here and there. It's only like 5k BTC at a time, and I wish. And so these are the kind of levels where I think would make sense for those kind of institutional players to potentially be picking up Bitcoin. And really, because things get boring with this kind of mass adoption, I mean, even a kind of outcome like this, we shouldn't be too surprised by. We shouldn't really be particularly caught off by if Bitcoin were to produce something that looked a little bit closer to this, because this is how markets start to behave after, kind of major players get in. Is you get a nice big rally, a long drawn out correction, and it's just accumulation over here, and then bam, blast off, we're up to the moon, right? I mean, that's just what realistic, healthy price action looks like. And, one of the reasons that I'm telling you the truth is because what I'm saying is kind of annoying, it's kind of boring, it's unsatisfying. And, welcome to the crypto market. That is more or less what we are looking at, So that's just always kind of in line with what reality looks like. And by the way, if something like that were to happen, that could easily even send us down toward 20K. And each of these levels below us are just really, really good buy levels as far as I'm concerned now. I mean, we've got a phenomenal uptrend for Bitcoin right now. We've got a phenomenal, climate with, speculative you know, that's not the word, but indices like the S&P 500 is just brand new all-time high right now, that it's just set today, which is a very, very big day for the S&P 500, and that's in the face of the dollar rallying, which is spectacular. So, you know, brand new all-time high here, obviously. Not something that a lot of people expected, but it is something that we were looking at very carefully for a very, very long time, because all we're seeing are these beautiful reversals of beautiful support levels, and we don't, you know, we don't want to doubt the trend just for the sake of being contrarians. That's really, really important. You know, I've got a saying I've said with you guys before, not my saying, which is that bears sound intelligent and bulls make money, and that is definitely true. You know, and at the same time, you know, I like to stay very consciously aware of when, you know, 99% of people are, you know, jacking themselves off to the fucking ETF narrative. Well, you know, they're probably not going to be right. You know, you know, generally when everybody's so massively piled over in one particular direction, and unless you're looking at, you know, a major bull market like what we had back in 2020, 2021, you know, unless you're looking at those kind of situations and everybody's piled up in the same direction, it's generally the wrong direction. It's generally the wrong side of history. You know, but at the same time, like I said, I mean, you know, phenomenal performance right here on the S&P 500. And, you know, if we're able to keep that kind of thing up, then that would definitely mean good things for Bitcoin. It's just, for me, you know, it's formed exactly what I thought would happen after the ETF, and like with anything, whether we're in an uptrend or a downtrend. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about Bitcoin having a very, very obvious bounce over here. I was very vocal about it. Just go back on my YouTube channel back to September of 2023 and take a look at what I was saying back here, or on this little dip right here. I was saying the same thing. I mean, everybody was panicking here. I said, shut the fuck up. We're probably still going up. It's still an uptrend. We're still, you know, higher highs, higher lows. Said the same thing over here. I was like, stop fucking panicking. You guys are being you're very cowardly. Not you specifically, but the crypto space in general, of course. You know, let's you know, grab downstairs, see if there's anything still down there. And yes, if the answer is yes, we're good. You know, we're probably still able to continue rallying, you know, upward, because again, nothing really bad had particularly happened. It's just that everybody wanted to be scared for no particular reason. And that's me saying that, you know, these little pullbacks are natural, you know, on the way up, but it's the same thing, you know, on the way down, right? I mean, you're going to have to expect these little, you know, we're trending down. You're going to have to expect these little kind of pullbacks to the upside, like what we're in potentially right now as well. So that's kind of what I see this for. Maybe I'm wrong. Doesn't really matter. I'm still going to make money. Obviously, I'm still in my TRX position, which has been doing phenomenally well. Take a look at this beautiful bounce right here off this support level. Already went up to 11 cents, which is absolutely fantastic. This Tron position has made me a shitload of money as well. If we take a look at this right here, a bit of an outdated screenshot. Let's see what price it was. Yeah, I'm actually in a slightly bigger profit than this right now, but over 300% profit on this Tron position, over 1,000% profit on this Bitcoin position, which is absolutely fantastic. Super happy with that. The biggest gain I've ever made in my life percentage wise, so that is super cool. Not the biggest gain I've ever made dollar wise, but it's okay. I'll take what I have, you know, and another phenomenal triple digit percentage profit to pair with that as well, which I am super happy about. You know, so if the market keeps going up, I'm very well positioned for it. And if the market decides to turn around, you know, then to me, it's just the perfect setup for Bitcoin to continue to, you know, fulfill its bull run prophecy of, you know, 2024 that it has started this year off with. So, you know, to me, that would be absolutely fantastic as well. There's no lose right now. You know, we go lower and we've got phenomenal support below us. There's, you know, I mean, so much to say about these areas right here. If we look at this on the daily time frame, this massive green box that stretches between 35 and 37.5K, just phenomenal area on this chart. Really good support, you know, in this range, and then a little bit lower down toward 31K, also a very good price level. So super happy with all of that. Guys, before I do sign off on this video, I do want to highlight to you the Four Flies Gold Telegram channel. It's not something I've spoken about too much recently, but it is still active and popping off. We are continuing to give you guys analysis and even insights into my trade setups around the clock for free. So go ahead and check it out following this link in the description down below. This is my free Telegram channel. It is made for you to get free value out of. So if you like these videos, but you want even more from me, then this is even more trading focused and well worth taking a look at. We even cover altcoins that I don't even talk about on this YouTube channel. So it is a brilliant opportunity to check out for those of you that are interested in more stuff from me. And if you want to get into any of the kind of paid stuff that I offer, my VIP group, get access to my courses, and then that's available too. And while you're down here, get your bonuses. You've got over $190,000 in bonuses using these links in the description down below. I think this is updated just now, so you might not see the exact same links, but Bybit and BingX are both still there. Take a look at them. You've got huge bonuses. Great options in these markets. I've used both, love both, great options. And like I said, Bybit, king of the kings in the space as far as I'm concerned. I've been trading with them for years. I've been working with them for years, and I could not be happier. I was a client first. Obviously that says a lot, and it is still my main platform. So absolutely love these guys. Definitely do not sleep on Bybit if you haven't already checked them out. And by the way, if you already have an account, you can actually move yours under mine and gain access to my free trading package. If you don't already have an account, this is even easier. Or you can just sign up with a new account and do your KYC again, and you can gain access to my trading package worth $100. It is just a bunch of key psychological lessons I've learned in the market over the years. So really top tier content. We actually give it to VIP members for free when they sign up, and it is one of the best things that we actually offer to VIPs. But you are getting it now just for being signed up to Bybit with me as well. So if you think that's worth checking out, then go ahead and check it out. And like I said, free 4Flies Gold channel. More analysis pinged straight to your phone. I hope you've enjoyed this one. You know what to do. If you have, hit up those likes, subscribe, and of course tick the bell so you don't miss out on this very time sensitive content. Mid to long size video for this YouTube channel, but felt like a little bit of a faster one. I want to come to you guys with more substantial updates. I haven't been posting too much lately. I think I'm going to be a little bit more active lately. I'm feeling it, feeling the hype a little bit. So, if you guys have anything in particular you want me to talk about, specifically Bitcoin related, any big ideas, any upcoming events, please do let me know. I tend to keep this channel very finance focused in terms of just numbers, just analysis, just trading. But I know a lot of other people, they do like to kind of pay attention to real world events. Quite frankly, guys, one of the reasons I don't really talk about it is because I don't care. As traders, you will go through various stages where at the beginning you will think that these things matter, and then you'll kind of get to where you and I are, and you will understand that those things don't matter at all, and in fact they will cloud your judgment. So it's better to just kind of not pay attention to them. But in the same way that this is going to be a phenomenal year for a global reality TV show, meaning US politics with the 2024 elections, we can treat crypto news as also a global reality show. So if there's more stuff you want to see from me over there, then of course let me know, and I'm willing to put that out. All right, thank you all so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.